You know, this is just one of those sneakers that I never thought I was gonna like until I got it in hand, and now that I have it in hand, wow. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing the upcoming Air Jordan 3 Cardinal Red. But before we get into the video, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor, Sole Premise. Sole Premise makes some of the best bags available on the market, and what's so great about these bags is that these bags are designed specifically to carry tons of pairs of sneakers. This bag in particular is called the Tumbled Leather Luxury Bag, and check this out. From the outside of the bag, you wouldn't have even known this, but I've got 2 pairs of sneakers stored in the back of the bag. There's some other sneaker storage available in this front pocket of the bag right here, which I've only got 1 pair of sneakers in, but you can store multiple sneakers in there. Not only that, but you've also got this pocket on the bottom of the bag that allows you to store at least 1 pair of sneakers. I've got my Dornbecker 5s in there, but you could probably fit maybe 2 pairs of sneakers in there if you're a size 9 like myself. If you're a size 13, probably just 1 pair, but there is so much sneaker storage in this bag, it's ridiculous. And something else I love about this bag is that it's also got a laptop sleeve and a bunch of pockets for you to store your power cables, your underwear, your clothing, all that sort of good stuff. And I've actually been a fan of Sole Premise for a long time. I've got tons of Sole Premise bags. I've used this black duffel a bunch of different times. I've used this bag a lot in particular, especially when I'm traveling, because it's TSA approved, so I can fit all the sneakers that I need for an entire trip, plus 5 to 7 days worth of clothing and my laptop and all my filming equipment. This bag is ridiculously large. I can't even believe it. And when you're wearing it, it doesn't even look that large. It just fits so much stuff. Sole Premise bags are the only way to travel. In fact, a bunch of NBA players actually use these exact bags. All Sole Premise bags carry at least 2 to 5 pairs of sneakers. It obviously depends on the bag and also the size of your feet. But not only that, the bags also come in a ton of different colors. Obviously, I've got this brown color right here with this beautiful tumbled leather, but I also have this black duffel bag. In fact, I have this bag in green and in blue. That's how much I like it. It's crazy, even though there's like 4 pairs of sneakers in this bag, you wouldn't even realize it. It's so compact and it's so easy to carry, plus it's padded on the back, so it's mad comfy. So if you would like to check out any of Sole Premise's awesome sneaker focused bags, make sure to click the link in the description below. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I just did not have high hopes for the Cardinal 3s. I thought it was an alright looking colorway and it was probably going to be one of those shoes that came out and everyone was fine with it. But then when I actually got my pair in from GOAT, I was like, wow, this shoe is seriously insane. I love this sneaker. So to fill you guys in on how you can grab a pair of the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal Reds for yourself, these shoes are supposed to release on February 24th. But as we saw in the past, the release of these shoes was pushed back, and it is possible that that could happen again. So just keep that in mind. There's really no way to know exactly when a shoe is going to release nowadays until it actually releases. And of course, the retail price of the Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s is $190. I did grab my pair on GOAT though, so I paid way more than that, and honestly, at the time, I was planning to just resell these, but now that I have them, I'm reconsidering. But before we dive any deeper into the Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s, let's take a quick look at the box. So these Jordan 3s seem to come in the new Air Jordan 3 box. They don't seem to be doing this for every single Air Jordan 3 release, which is kind of weird, but they have been doing it a lot recently, at least since probably 2020. And even though this box isn't like the classic Air Jordan 3 box, I do kind of dig this new modern styling. I like that the right side of the box comes in this really cool gloss printed elephant print, and then the left side of the box usually comes in the accent color of the shoe. On the top of the box, you've got your Jumpman in white centered in this colored space, and then on one end of the box you've got the size tag. The official colorway of this shoe, or the color code of this shoe, is white light curry cardinal red. And of course I grabbed a size 9, which is my true size. We'll get into sizing a little bit more later on in the video, but really, you should be safe going true to size. But jumping right back into the sneakers themselves, around the edge of the toe on the mudguard, you've got this very clean and classic looking elephant print panel. The elephant print comes in light gray and darker gray on the grooves, and is actually a little bit thinner than some of the other pairs of Air Jordan 3s that I have. I don't know why that is. Maybe they're going for a more OG sort of shape, trying to mimic the shape of the original Air Jordan 3s, but either way, I don't mind it. Just above that, you've got this smooth white leather that also makes up part of the mudguard, and then moving up from that, on the toe of the sneaker, you've got this incredibly soft feeling white tumbled leather. So I've got to say that while this tumbled leather is not the best tumbled leather that I've ever seen on a pair of sneakers, it is some of the best tumbled leather that I've ever seen on a pair of Air Jordan 3s. It's just soft, it's got this nice matte finish to it, it's really nicely textured. I just love it. I think it's a really nice touch. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I like this shoe so much. The material seems to be consistent between both sides of the pair. It looks really, really nice and it feels great. And I think over time, the more that you wear this shoe, yes, it will crease, but it'll crease in this really nice way. Like with Air Jordan 1s, when you wear that shoe a lot, it looks better with with age, and I feel like this kind of material on this particular silhouette will have the same sort of effect. As you move up from the toe, you get to the eye stay portion of the shoe. On the bottom lace holes on the shoe, you've got these really nice yellow plastic eyelets, and then as you move up from that, you get to some more elephant print, which I actually kind of like. I'm not usually a huge fan of elephant print on the eye stays of Air Jordan 3s, but on this colorway it actually works really nicely. And that might actually be because of these really nice glossy bright red eyelets. One thing you may have already noticed about the Cardinal Red colorway is that there's a lot of different parts of the shoe that have this beautiful, super glossy bright red finish. And because of that, these glossy bright red eyelets not only stand out really nicely on the elephant print, but tie in really well with the midsole and some of the eyelets farther up on the shoe. It's not a detail that I thought I would have liked, but now seeing the shoe in person and holding it up in the studio lights and seeing the way that the light sort of bounces off these glossy hits, it makes me really like this shoe. It almost makes the shoe feel more premium. I know that's not always the case with glossy stuff. Sometimes gloss is overdone, but on this colorway, it just works so well for me. I just really love this shoe. Weaving through these eyelets, you've got these flat white laces, and in kind of an interesting touch, it seems like Jordan Brand decided to not add a second set of laces with the shoes, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. Maybe they thought if they included a set of red laces, it obviously couldn't be a gloss finish and would be more of like a matte semi-gloss finish, and maybe they thought the two finishes would clash. I don't know, but for whatever reason they went with white laces and only white laces, and while I don't love the fact that I don't have a choice when it comes to switching out lace colors, I don't mind the white, and I think this lace color is the best lace color they could have gone with. Underneath the white laces, you've got some smooth white perforated leather on the bottom half of the tongue, and then on the top half of the tongue you've got more of that smooth white leather, which is actually wrapped around at the top corner of the tongue, which is a nice touch, and then you've got the Jumpman embroidered in the center of the tongue in this sort of gold orange color, or should I say light curry color. Then moving inside the sneaker, you've got this really nice soft fabric sock liner that comes in this sort of semi-gloss red color. It's a very similar feel of fabric to what you have in some of the newer Air Jordan 1s, and I really like it. It feels great against your foot. And then rounding off the inside of the sneaker, you've got a red insole with a Jumpman printed on the heel in white. As far as sizing and fit is concerned for the Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, I grabbed a size 9, which is my true size, and honestly, I'm happy that I did because this shoe fits just like every other pair of Air Jordan 3s. For me, that's true to size. However, for you, it might be something different. So if you've never had a pair of Air Jordan 3s before, I definitely recommend trying on a pair before you spend the $190 on this pair of Cardinal 3s. Then again, these probably will have some resale value, so if you grab them, they don't fit, you can probably resell them. Not that I'm promoting that, but you probably could. Then continuing back in the shoe, you've got more of that really plush feeling white tumbled leather. Around the top of the ankle, you've got some white perforated leather, and then of course on the heel of the shoe, you've got more of that elephant print. Again, I'm not really a fan of elephant print on the eye stays of Air Jordan 3s, but for some reason, on this pair of 3s, the color blocking just all makes this shoe work for me. There's nothing about this sneaker that I would change. I really think they knocked it out of the park. Then moving around to the heel of the sneaker, you've got a matte white heel tab with the Jumpman and Air text painted in red. Now obviously, because this is a new Air Jordan 3 colorway and not an OG or original colorway, you can't have that Nike Air branding on the back that's reserved for original colorways, and instead you get this more standard Jumpman logo. What's interesting though is that while this Cardinal Red colorway is not original to the Air Jordan 3s, this shoe is actually inspired by the Cardinal Air Jordan 7s. And again, for a shoe that's inspired by a different shoe's colorway, I think this shoe looks incredible. Then moving down on the shoe, we get to one of the most eye-catching details of the entire sneaker, and that's this insanely glossy red midsole. Now unlike the Crimson 4s that we just reviewed a couple days ago, this shoe features an incredibly glossy finish on the midsole, which I think looks incredible. The Crimson 4s for some reason had this weird matte finish which showed off a lot of the brush strokes on the shoe and just didn't really work for me, but because they gave it that ultra glossy finish, which is way more glossy than most other pairs of Air Jordan 3s, it almost makes this shoe feel more premium and more eye-catching. I just love it. I love red. Red is my absolute favorite color, and on this shoe, because of this glossy finish, the red just pops, and I love it. I know I've been saying that I love this shoe like a million different times in a million different ways, but seriously, this shoe is sick. And another nice touch is that this red color actually wraps most of the way around the sneaker. Obviously, it's just on the top half of the midsole, but that's enough to make this shoe pop, and I feel like if they had made the entire midsole red, it wouldn't have had the same effect. Then finally moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you get to your classic Air Jordan 3 outsole that comes in gray, white, and red. So overall, I think that the Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s might be one of my favorite Jordan brand releases of the entire year. I know that's crazy to say, it's still January, and this sneaker is probably not going to be anywhere close to sneaker of the year, maybe not even the top 10 list, but honestly, this sneaker is one of the most solid Air Jordan 3 releases in a long time that wasn't an OG colorway. and I'm into it. Like, I really love the look of this shoe. Again, if you want to grab a pair of Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s, they drop on February 24th for a retail price of $190. And hopefully they do drop then, because this shoe is fire and it needs to come out. But that pretty much wraps up my entire review of the Cardinal Red Air Jordan 3s. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on this sneaker and whether you're planning to grab a pair for yourself whenever they do finally release. So make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Once again, huge thank you to Sole Premise for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to check out Sole Premise bags for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.